Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Sam here again. I am back from a long break, doing these live videos at night. This video series honestly has become more my daily journal, and just kind of sharing my thoughts at the end of the day, as well as some valuable tips and insight for you guys. So I am coming back from the gym again, and it almost seems like I do these live videos when I'm returning back from my gym, my drive back to the gym. Don't worry, I'm not being distracted here. I got my phone holder clipped to the car, so I got my both hands on the wheel, or usually one. But yeah, guys, I am back. I was gone mainly because I took a trip out to Korea to go see my wife as well as my family. She's still out there, and for those who don't know what's going on, she has a business over there as well, and she's in the process of getting a visa to come out here permanently to live here, right? Obviously, going back to Korea every now and then is wearing me out, because it's for those who done international travel out towards the Pacific. You guys know that the trip can be anywhere between 12 to like 16 hours, which is ridiculous. Sitting on a seat for 12-16 hours can't be good for your body. So I am back. I'll be back for a while. I know I'm going to be going back to Korea in July for a mission trip. We're going on a mission trip to teach Korean to little kids, or English to the little kids. But yeah, guys, I am back. The book that I've been talking about since the last time we've done a live video on YouTube, the book is launched. I'll probably do a live video session tomorrow to sort of highlight the book and why we've decided to give it away for free. So my thought for today, and I want to share some thought with you guys. And I was kind of thinking while working out, like, what can I talk about? Like, what can I share with you guys that will become valuable? And it all comes down to this. I've realized why most people are not successful. I get this question of, like, what separates people who are successful versus people who are not. I know the phone's shaking a little bit. I'm gonna adjust it so that it's not. I don't know why it's shaking like crazy. So let me adjust the, there we go. Hope that helps. So I get that question a lot. Like, Sam, what separates people that are successful and that are not successful? And I've done a lot of pondering, a lot of reflection as far as, like, why is it that some people are ridiculously successful and those are not? And it's not intelligence. And I thought at first, okay, people who are smart are probably very successful. And I know a lot of smart people. I know, in fact, people who are a lot more smarter than me. People with physics degrees and biology degrees. People who are very, very academic and very smart, but they're not necessarily successful. And they're not, like, over the top, right? And there's people that are very talented, very skilled, but they're not successful either. And I'm like, okay, so it's not intelligence, it's not necessarily skills or talents. Well, while those definitely help, right? You do want to have some intelligence on your side, and you certainly want some skills on your side. But what I've noticed is the common denominator that creates a success story is simply, you guys ready for this? Simply the will to never quit. And there was actually a TED Talk on this by a lady named Angela Duckworth. I think you guys should go check it out. It's called, the TED Talk is called Grit. In fact, she also wrote a book called Grit. And even in my own reflection, even before watching this TED Talk video about grit, I've came to realize that it has to do with this willpower not to give up. And in fact, they did a survey, they did a research on Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outliers, and they did a research as to why Asian students are better at math. And I know it's funny that now, I'm Asian and here I am talking about math. And they did some research as to why Asian students are far better at math. Well, the statistics show that the average Asian students spend an average a minute more on a math problem than some of the other students. So that's just it. The willingness not to give up, the willingness not to quit, the willingness not to just give up, as soon as you encounter failure. It's that grit, it's that willpower to say, you know what, my first attempt at this, or my second attempt, or my third attempt didn't necessarily work. I'm gonna keep trying at this thing until it actually works. I'm gonna really figure this out. I'm gonna take a crack at this so that I know at the end of the day I'm gonna figure this out. So in the Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outlier, you guys should all read the book, including Grit by Angela Duckworth. Malcolm Gladwell talks about how the average Asian students are better at math because of that reason. It's not necessarily intelligence, it's not necessarily skill, it's not necessarily natural born ability. It all comes down to how long will you spend time on working on something, despite the fact that you're going to face failure at the first attempt. So here's my recap on this. You guys are going to suck at whatever you're going to make an attempt of. Like, if you want to learn something new, if you want to start a new business, you want to get into real estate investing, you want to have your own internet marketing business, it doesn't really matter. You're going to go and suck at first. No one's really going to be good at it at their first try. In fact, I would argue that Mozart, right, a very famous musician and composer, probably sucked at music when he first had his apparently his first song written when he was age of 5. So you guys are gonna suck at everything first when you at your first try, and that is okay. Like, that has to be your new normal. That that at your first attempt, at your first try, you are gonna suck, you are gonna fail. But the most important part is how long, or I should say, are you willing to dedicate your time and effort to try again, to stick with your given commitment until you truly make it. So success isn't necessarily determined by natural talent or natural abilities. Sure, they help, okay, they give you some upper edge, but without that willpower, without the grit, without knowing that true talent requires skill and patience, it takes practice, it takes mentorship. You have to understand, if you want to truly master something, it's going to take some time, right? In one of my videos, in one of the video series that I have talked about, is the concept of 10,000 hours. From the same book, Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outlier, he talks about the rule of 10,000 hours. If you want to be great at something, if you want to be a world-class leader, world-class talent at a given topic or a given skill, you have to spend at least 10,000 hours in practice of that particular skill. Okay, if you want to be a world-class guitar player, if you want to be a world-class athlete, you want to become a world-class business owner or real estate investor, you have to be willing to invest 10,000 of your precious hours and time to that given skill set to reach world-class mastery. So again, it's not about skill set, it's not about smartness, it's not about intelligence, it's about how long are you willing to stick to it until you finally crack and figure it out. So that's what I realized today. Like, man, like what separates people from success and just simply failure? And I hate to see people, they always, they tell me, Sam, I wish I was back when I was in 20. I wish I can go back to when I was 18 or 19, because then I would do X or I would do whatever. The truth is, guys, it's never too late. From where you are, it doesn't matter if you're 60 years old, 50 years old, 10 years old, it doesn't matter how old you are. Okay, you have to choose to commit to whatever passion or skill set you want to master, and you have to stick with it until success. Okay, there's no quitting in midway, or there's no, oh, maybe I suck at this, or maybe this isn't for me. Okay, if you decided to take on a challenge or take on a new business, take on a new skill set, you got to spend at least 10,000 hours doing it, because you'll never know. Who knows? You might end up being a world-class talent, and you don't necessarily want to waste your precious talent. And one of my good mentors told me, Sam, to hold yourself back from expressing your talent to the world. You are depriving the world of your given talent. Like, someone in the world need your skills. Someone in the world need your talent. Someone in the world, sometime, somewhere, in a given time, someone's gonna need you to be there for them to solve their biggest challenge or biggest problem in their life. And if you're not ready to deliver, if you're not there to give that solution, if you're not there to help them, serve them, and if you're not for them to experience joy and happiness through what you do, your skill set, your passion and challenge, you are ultimately depriving the world of your skill set. You are becoming selfish, okay, selfish by not dedicating yourself to the given skill set and your passion that would ultimately translate to serving other people. Okay, so don't do it for you. Okay, being successful is great, but don't do it for you. Do it so that you can serve as many people as possible. Leave an impact. Okay, be a good disciple. Be a good steward of the time and the skill that has been given to you. So guys, I'm almost home. That's just my thought for tonight, and that's my insight that I want to share with you. Thanks for sticking around. I know if some of you guys are in and out of my YouTube videos. So tomorrow I'm going to do another live session where I'm going to go ahead and highlight a free book that we're giving away about real estate investing. So for those who have been wanting to get into real estate, wanting to flip homes, buy real estate as a rental property, we're going to give away this free book. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it tomorrow. So guys, I'm home. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night. I truly wish you guys go ahead and make a commitment today to spend and invest in a skill set for at least 10,000 hours. Never give up. Trust yourself. Trust your ability to learn and to perfect something. And guys, I will see you in another video.